It's soft or nothing. Seriously, like this week, I was very happy this week. I don't know. It started the week off pretty happy,
Yeah.
but
The week is
as
just Thursday, by the way.
what?
We're just Thursday.
Of course,
Uh-huh.
and Friday we're done.
Are you sure?
Yes, with
Saturday.
the work days, right?
Okay.
Unlike last week, I was like, you know what? I don't want to go to work and all of that. I was dragging feet and everything. But this week started, very amazingly for me. And then, aside that fact, I just woke up with this week saying, see, anything that has to do with suffer head, I don't want to do it this week.
Okay.
And then when I saw this song in the system, I'm like, yes, it's the
It
perfect
fits,
song
it fits perfectly.
for today. And yes, of course, welcome people. It's officially the afternoon. I said, see you in the afternoon, and good afternoon to you. Trust you're having a good day.
Afternoon.
Yes, it's Real Talk, people, and you know what happens here at Real Talk. Of course, I'm not alone. Bright Young is always here with me,
Yes.
Together.
Good afternoon, people.
and he came very early.
Very, very early.
That's so unlike Bright. I have to be like here. I have to. Anyways, it's not a late comer. Anyways, but I have to like give him tabs and everything. But yesterday he was the one that sent me a message. I'm like, oh, we're improving. Yes, it's a good thing.
Really?
Yes.
Okay.
And yes, you know what we do here on Real Talk is a show, where we take a holistic approach on the subject of not just opportunities, which we have
Yeah.
been discussing this month on a lot of things. Now, week 1, we took our time to talk about creating and recognizing opportunities.
Yep.
Week 2, we talked about seizing opportunities. Week 3, we talked about understanding of seasons, time and seasons. And week 4, we
Recreating
talked about
opportunities.
recreating opportunities. And week 5 now, we are talking about how to share your opportunities with people. Now, I know it sounds very weird. Like, why do I have to go and give somebody my opportunity or share my opportunities? I don't even have to go somewhere with anybody before the person that I'm going there for now sees that other person and says, this is who I want to favor, whatever the case is. Now, I was as confused as you when I heard this topic when Bright said, yes, I was confused. I'm like, why do I need to share my opportunities with people?
Okay.
And that's why Bright is here today, and we'll be having this conversation up until the last hour. And we hope that it's very amazing for you and you get to learn a
Yeah.
lot of things down. Bright, what does that mean?
All right. Thank you so much. Today, wonderful conversation already, and like she said, I've been really, really warming up to this conversation because I feel it's one conversation we rarely talk about.
Of
It's
course.
something we rarely even go into as a people. Early this morning, I was trying to recap about what we're talking about today, and I was asking myself a question. I said, "Why is it that we hardly have co-owned industries so
Okay.
much here in Nigeria? Would I say Africa?" And I realized that the reason for that is because we like to do everything ourselves. There's this something about my name, my family name. It has to be us. It has to be me. Basically, it has to be me, myself, and I. So if me is not getting it, I should get it. If I is not getting it, myself should
Myself
get
should
it.
get it.
So if me, myself, and I doesn't get it,
Nobody
then
gets it.
nobody should get it. In fact, we would like to, sleep out that opportunity because it kind of alleviates poverty. It takes us to another level. It builds us up into somebody that people should adore and worship. I'm saying all of this to build an imagination in our, or bring up some pictures to these words. Now, I came to realize that so many people would have opportunities, but they would not like to share it because they feel that opportunities, basically, if I share, this person gets to use it and get better than me. So why would I give somebody something that the person is going to get better than me in? And that also has reduced the possibility of us partnering together. Now, I also took some stock and I realized that partnership on a co-founding level or co-host level is very, very low. And it's over the time. Now, you also understand that there's people who are working in companies, corporations and all that. They are working because they feel that, okay, after a while, I'll get my own. In fact, or I don't have enough money to start my own. So let me just work. But my goal is I'm going to start my own. I'm going to have my own. So it's the my own mentality that we've been selling out. Get your own stuff, go to your own house, do your own thing. And everybody has been running around this whole thing. And do you understand that certain things like this, in fact, over the time, has reduced the chances of success? And that's where our conversation is actually
Yes.
moving from. Now, you asked the question, why and what is it about?
Yes.
Now, I feel that the better you learn how to reach out to people, the better you learn how to work with people, the better you learn how to, connect with people. Our conversation from last week was saying recreating opportunities. We've been talking about opportunities generally.
Of course.
And we understand that you cannot be right to say all the opportunities have to flow to you and through you.
Of course.
The truth is that there are people. I think it was I think the third week where we talked about understanding seasons and times, where I brought I brought the picture and said you need to build a network of people. You need to build a connection of people. Last week I also mentioned it. I said if you want to sustain opportunities or recreate opportunities, one of the first things you do is to build relationship with certain kind of people. And these conversations are coming just for us to have a mindset towards something. You cannot get it all the time. There are certain things that will have to flow to you, but through somebody else. There are certain things that have to flow to somebody else, but through you. Now, if you are sensitive, I carefully use the word sensitive, not to say if you have sense, I'm just saying, you're discerning. You would understand that if you start building the right kind of people early, the right kind of network early, you would see that you have a network of people that have certain opportunities, and that opportunities doesn't go away until one person succeeds from it. This means that it's just like a system. We hear that mostly from a particular set of people. I don't like to mention certain names when I'm doing my conversations because so people don't feel incited or something. Now, a particular set of people or clan of people who do business would if this person doesn't have it, they'll say, okay, you know what? Sit down. Let me go and buy it. Let me go and get it from our other store.
Yes.
And the other store is actually somebody else.
They don't even know this.
They don't know each other, but they have this understanding that we don't have to lose. Or I don't have to lose this person because of this. So, but we have a situation or we have a system that we built in over time that if I'm not getting it, then nobody's getting it. You have circle of friends. You don't like this guy that is coming to you. And then you have not asked your friend, do you like him? And then your friend says, I kind of like him. And you say, okay, well, you can have him because I don't like him. You see? Now,
but
I'm just giving,
Okay.
I know you will say something.
no, I'm just saying, but this is what happens,
Right.
We don't want it, but we keep it.
So, but you just keep, and then it's not working, but it could
course.
work with somebody else.
Of course.
Now, if we have that kind of understanding, we'll see that our network. I wrote in one of my book, Building Valuable Relationships. In the last chapter, I was saying that how to secure relationship. And then I think it was last week I mentioned that in fact, let me say this here again, that the strength of your relationship is your relationship, the strength of your network is as strong as the weakest person in your team. You understand that? That it means that the weakest, when you look at the weakest person, that's the strength of your relationship.
Yes, of course.
That's the strength of your network. That's the strength of your connection. Because if the weakest person is very strong, then you all are very strong.
You don't understand. Like, you go to an organization and people be like, this is the head of the organization. This is the last person on the chain of this organization. And you're speaking with the person and it's so intelligent. I'm like,
Yes.
why are you the last person here?
So you
And
can
then-
imagine what other people
Yes.
are like.
Yes.
So if we have that understanding, you begin to understand that, okay, you know what? I'm not just trying to build relationship. I'm not just trying to build connection, build network for myself. I'm trying to build a group of people with a certain mindset, with a certain push, with a certain delivery. And until you have those clans, you are still alone.
Of course.
Yes. So I'm bringing that to say that when an opportunity drops to you, it drops to not just you, it drops to your circle.
Of course.
Right? And if we don't have this mindset, that's why I'm bringing it here now. We need to have this mentality that, oh, you know what? I have an opportunity, but this opportunity doesn't fit in my pedigree. I don't have what it takes, or the opportunity is too little for me, or maybe beyond me. In fact, let's use the fact that it's beyond me, but I would not be able to do it, but it doesn't have to go. I need to look for somebody else and share these opportunities with
You
the
also
person.
need to be careful in doing that,
Yes.
because many times where we've gotten, personally I've experienced it, we've gotten to recommend people to other people. The people
And-
did not prove what you have said to them, but you know that this
Mm-hmm.
person is like this and everything. So in giving out opportunities, so I have this opportunity and I don't want to let it go because I
Yeah.
know someone that will fill in that position. You also need to know if that person is willing
to feel it
to
in.
fill in that position, because
All
there are
right.
people that have very good skills but they use it for nothing.
Yes.
You see people that make very good hair, see people that make good dresses, but they're like, I don't do it for people, I do it just
Yeah.
for myself.
Just for myself.
I remember at the time when I wanted to learn a skill, like I was always giving myself every year, I said, no, something has to be added to my CV, something has to just be added to my profile every year at least.
You added something.
So I said I wanted to go and learn makeup. I already knew how to, but now I need to do it as per befitting enough
Okay.
to render it as a service
to someone else.
So when I got there, and that wasn't how I was thinking when
Yeah.
I got there, I said, you know what, I want to learn this makeup because I want to do better makeup on my face.
Okay.
Having to travel to another city and having to deal with an entirely different makeup artist that does not even know the dynamics of your face. But there's this person that always does your makeup for
And it's
you,
all good.
and it's all good, but you're afraid to try somewhere else. And I said, I need to learn it so that when I go somewhere, I can do it myself. It's the same me here that will be the same me wherever I go.
Yeah.
And then the lady that was tutoring me goes, do not undermine any skill. Sometimes you learn it for you, but you are good with it.
Yeah.
You haven't even learned and you're good with it. If you learn, you'll be much better in it. So do not look at it as something you do not want to continue doing, as a skill or as a means of earning.
Yeah.
And when she told me that, after when I was done learning, I earned my first 10,000 from makeup.
Wow.
For just
Wow.
doing absolutely nothing.
Wow.
In my mind, it was absolutely nothing. But the person I did it for doesn't even know how to A from B as regards makeup.
The person you did it for. Wow.
Doesn't even know anything about makeup. And they were, oh gosh, it's nice. I love it. And I'm like, oh wow. You see. So sometimes people learn different things or have different skills, but they're not even willing to actively put it into good use.
Okay.
So in recommending people for opportunities that you already have, you also need to be careful so that you don't completely shut that channel for yourself.
That's right. Now, if what I was even saying, added to what you're saying, I understand the caution there, but I'm also saying that when you have a network of people, first thing to have is understand your network, understand your team. Somebody's going to say, right, but do I necessarily have a team? We started the conversation by establishing or trying to establish the fact that we do not have people co-owning structures, co-owning businesses. I'm a founder and this is a co-founder. It's all about us. Now, I understand that the whole my name thing has to be there. It has to be me. It has to be me. And then notice that this person has the hand of what you're having the legs for. But you will not want to release the hand to this person. And this other person has the legs and no hands. But he needs the hands. You produce the hands. This person produces the legs. Why don't you guys meet and shake your hands and say, you know what? We can work together. Let's get this things done together. I have the idea. You have the stage. Why don't we work together and make this thing happen? Oh, I have the content. You have the, what's it called now? The location. Why don't we come together and work together? But you see, somebody has to be the boss. Bringing me to the point where I think I was posting the other day on Facebook. I said, the problem with a lot of people is that they want to be bosses over their partners. You want to be a boss of your partner. Somebody that should have been a partner to you, you want to employ the person. So no,
It's a very big problem.
It's a big problem. I need to be your boss. I need people to know that I'm your boss. And you're seeing that this person has more potential to work with you than to work for you.
Of course.
You see? And that's where we have a big problem. And that's why you see that if I want to talk about Africa, that's why we have a really low productive capacity in Africa, in Nigeria. Why? Because we have a need to work with people, but we refuse because we feel that no, I need to be the person in this thing. Now, understand also that there are people who are bosses, but they don't have an understanding about people working for them. Or in fact, let me say working for them, because I normally will use the word working with them. But when somebody is working for you, you feel that maybe this person that is working for me doesn't have an idea. But do you know now that in the situation of things, the other day we were having a conversation. Where were we having that conversation? And somebody was saying, please, if people keep going about how to start a small scale business, how to do this, understand that already established businesses are still having poor staffing, right? If everybody goes to start their own small scale, who is going to work with these other people? If everybody is a CEO, who is going to be the other part of the staff? So we need to come to that point where we understand that the office is an opportunity, the company is an opportunity. But if we do not learn how to share these opportunities with each other, we would lose production. And today I was even having, basically the conversation that came to my mind, I was like, why is it that most people want to, when you have a partner, you would rather want that person to be employed to work for you. And you lose that person's opportunities. I've been with certain people, and I told them, I said, see, you can't. In fact, what I said is that paying me will be a little bit of a strain to you because you can't pay me for what I can give you.
Of course.
Right? So why don't we work together and split the percentages and all that? Profits and all that. And they're like, no, but it's good if they see the kind of person that is working for me, they will, I'm like, no, you're not getting it right. And that's a big problem.
It's a big problem. You'd almost never move forward.
Yes.
I remember trying to start a business, and first of all, I partnered with the wrong person.
Okay.
Then somebody who wasn't willing to, let me not use the word wrong person. Somebody who was not understanding where I was coming from or understanding the vision generally. So I went ahead little by little, I got it done. And now I got to the point where I needed to start selling out. And I realized that I had a problem. I'm not social media compliant.
Good.
I don't know these things. Not like I don't know it.
But you're
That's
not
where
so
my
much
laziness is
not
at.
so much into
I'm
it.
not so much into it, and I'm not somebody that can always update. In fact, when I see when I update and people get to send you messages, trying to respond to all those messages can be overwhelming for me.
Yeah.
So I that's where my weakness is at, as regards that chain of business. So I looked for somebody who will handle that part. I don't mind sharing with you. You know, so let's say I'm selling out to somebody. The product I have, I'm selling at 100 naira. I will sell at 80 naira to you so that you can sell out at 100 and get your profit.
Yeah.
So now it's not just about me anymore. It's about you earning, and me earning, and we're all happy. So most times what people don't understand is you'd rather than make people work underneath you, you have to be able to share your opportunities.
That's right.
And say, for instance, I'm supplying phones. I have a legit channel that gives me the phones at 1,000 naira each.
Yeah.
Every other person sells as 50,000 naira each, but I have a channel that sells, at 1,000 naira for me. Now, this 1,000 naira is a good deal.
Yeah.
It's sellable, but I don't have the marketing strategies for it. What I need to do
Meanwhile,
is
somebody else has it.
Some of us we get afraid that when those people go there, they will now want to be masters.
Yes.
So we shut that door completely. If you have to ever go through this person, you have to come through me. That is when you know that you are solely, you are independent and you are capable of handling the business. People can be mischievous. I'm not even going to lie about that. You take them there and then they completely seal the road for you and everything. But be able to discern what somebody can offer at every time and how to offer them these opportunities. It's because we are earning this series today. If not, how to hand people over these opportunities as well. It's also important.
We'll try to see. We'll try to see how to get the first one into it. It's what you were saying was even getting me a little bit on the edge. Now, not a bad edge anyway. The edge of my seat of trying to say something. Now, here is the thing. Too many. I think I've worked with a couple of institutions, companies, and all that at some point, and I could see that one of the biggest problems with them is leverage. Leverage is another level of partnership. I don't know if we talked about it on this show or somewhere else.
I think we haven't discussed partnership.
Okay, we haven't at all. Now, that place of leverage means that this is where my strength is, and this is where it stops. But this is where another person's strength. The ability to recognize each other's strengths and give them what they have. It's simple. Anything that grows is definitely connected. Anything that would make an advancement, would grow, must be connected, which means that the hands are doing their jobs, the eyes are doing their jobs, the mouth is doing its job. And I'm wondering, I said, if we can only be like the human body, right? And many of the times, if we want to talk about unity, they always go to the human body, go see how the body functions and all that. For instance, it is not the hands that eat the food,
Of course.
but it's the hands that make the food.
Of course.
How is it that the hands don't feel jealous that every time it's the mouth that gets to eat
Eats the
food?
food.
Meanwhile, the hands is the work. It's like
To make the food and
to make
still
sure that
give the
and then
mouth.
still give it to the mouth, and the mouth eats, and that's all. But how is it that the hand doesn't also wonder if giving the food to the mouth will make it grow? Because there's a trust. There is balance. I know that whatever goes into the mouth goes into the whole body. So it's shared equally. Right? And that's why the human body tends to, tell us about unity and structures and all that. If you can even study how your body flows, you can build a good structure. One of the things that makes it very difficult for people to share the opportunities, first of all, is greed. I would have said the first one before this greed is lack of awareness. Because now I'm bringing out some level of awareness to let you know that maybe the only thing that is stopping you from becoming what you want to become or growing in the level you want to grow. That song you've written, for instance, you know that you don't have the vocal strength to do it. Why don't you write and somebody else sings the song? But no, you will not do that.
You have to write.
It has to be you that will sing the song so that they see that it's you singing. The book you've written, it cannot fly. Why don't you allow somebody else publish? You know that. But we all feel that it has to be me. I have to be the one doing from the beginning to the end. In fact, acknowledge myself.
And it's
and
exhausting.
And it's exhausting. Outsource stuff to people that can handle it. That's their field. It makes production fast. It makes it easy. It makes it very, very professional because you cannot do everything by yourself.
And it's very people will make you feel crazy for trying to outsource some of these things. Because again, I'll always take your mind back to the business I'm talking about.
Yes.
Starting a business, nobody ever tells you what it entails. Do you understand? And so let's say it's a fashion business now.
Yeah.
I have succeeded in making the clothes. Now I need somebody to model the clothes for me. Your siblings will tell you, do you know what? You can wear it yourself. It's not just picture.
Yes.
You can take the picture yourself.
And then you get
Even me, I can take it for you. Even I have my friend, even my friend, even them, they can take the picture for you. But do you know that there are people that know how to detach themselves from what they're putting on? So now the attention is no longer on them, but on what they're putting on.
Yeah.
You might not understand that because you are not professional in that aspect. Something as little as that detail
It's very
can
important.
turn your business around.
That's right.
So there's that pressure, people telling you, there's no need for you to do, you are wasting money. You spend money to get money.
That's right.
Whether you like it or not, you have to expel to get.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's just like your hands are closed. Nothing can come in and nothing goes out. It's okay, you're going to save what you have, but nothing new comes to
another
you.
one.
Right? But when your hands are open,
gives a
something
flow.
good it's a flow.
Yeah, it brings
Something
up a flow.
comes in, others go out. This is the balance of life.
Yeah.
The moment you want to do everything, you have broken the chain of productivity for other people. Because some people, they are made to be consumers.
Yes.
There are some that are producers. There are some that are retailers.
Retailers, yes.
It's a chain.
It's a chain.
One person cannot be everything. No matter how hard you try, you will never get as much results as when, the responsibilities are evenly shared.
Yeah.
Everybody according to their strengths and their abilities.
Let's talk about greed a little bit. When I was trying to talk about greed from the first part, I said, okay, this is what it's going to be. A lot of people are very greedy, but they don't admit that they're greedy. The point of greed is that, you can be very greedy. You can be very greedy in a very nice way. The greed is that, so who will, the other day we were talking the other day, I think it was Danny that was saying something. He said, He said that some people don't even know the royalties, the percentages they're supposed to get as DJs and all that and all that. There are people who go into those studios, they know that if each DJ is entitled to a particular sum of money or a particular percentage for this work, but they will not say it. Because they know that if this person gets this and this person gets this and this person gets this and this, what's now left what's left for me? And look at the society we're living in. Look at the state of our nation. Greed has taken over. Why? Because a lot of people want to, you know what, I want to get it. If I'm not getting it, let me put. Now, the fact that you're putting somebody is because you want to puppet somebody who is also there. And that person knows that I'm not even there by myself. I'm there because I have to be it's like I'm a figurehead. I'm only sitting there because somebody else is going to make a benefit from it. And so that's what it is. So when we're looking at, we're sharing our profit, we're sharing this, we're sharing that, it's also from a position of greed. Do you understand what I'm saying now? At that point, it's like, okay, I'm sharing, but I'm not really sharing. I'm using this person to hold space for myself. And how do you expect other people to benefit from this person when every other thing is controlled? That's a big deal. Now, I feel that if we are going to have a very sane, you know, when we talked about opportunity from the first week, why we started by, you know, saying recognizing opportunities is because anything that has to do with opportunity gives you productivity. And if you don't maximize it well, you would completely lose it. So where I'm coming from in this conversation today, or where we are coming from in this conversation today, is the fact that there are times in your life where what you have is not enough, though it is very okay.
Of course.
In other words, what the hand has is absolutely what it needs to have. No addition, no subtraction. But there comes a time where it has to be the legs that will walk the hands to whatever it's going to pick.
Of course.
So that's the position we're having today, where you would look at yourself and say, okay, you know what? How can I partner with somebody who is doing relatively something that I'm doing so that we can actually do this thing and get it done? So many projects. I speak with people at least almost on daily basis. And you can tell people, some people even chat you up and they're like, okay, this. And you can see that the only thing that is the problem is not the ideas you have, but is that you do not even know how to channel the ideas, how to connect with people, connecting with the right people, connecting with the right sources to bring this in. There are even people whose jobs are just outsourcing. They have contacts, and you need to recognize all these people. You need to recognize that they are opportunities as well. Because if you want to run it by yourself, you're going to be handicapped. The mouth cannot do what the eyes can do.
Of course.
And it's the eyes that sees the outer world. The mind does not see the outer world, but they work together. So what kind of, bringing it back to the fact that we talked about networking, what kind of people do you have around you? When you pull out your phone, what kind of network have you built? That is why your ideas are either succeeding or failing. When I pull out your phone this way and I'm looking at my phone, I should see that if something drops to me and it's not for me, I know who to call and say, this is for you. And I don't need to speak a lot of English. The person already knows that for Bright to send me this, it means that this and this and this and this. And that person also has a contact of people who are going to do this and do that. But you see, where the fear is that you mentioned is that we try to start from the top and not from the base. What is the base? Build a contact, build a network of people, build relationships, build connection with people who are of like mind. I think we said it last week. And that was like the end of our conversation. I said this conversation is actually building us into the next week's conversation. How do you secure your relationship? We secure our relationship by the kind of network we have.
Of course.
The kind of people around you. And I said something last week. I said in if you're the best in your circle, your circle is small. You remember that conversation? If you're the best in your circle is small. Why is your circle small? Because you are the oga, you are how do you put it? You're the oga.
There's nothing for you to learn.
Yes, that you're the in charge. You're the one in charge. You see, I'm just trying to put the word so that at least it matches up. You're the one in charge. It's like everybody. So everybody that connects to you, you feel that everybody that comes to you is even a student. So because there's nothing that you're going to learn, so they're definitely coming to be under you.
Do you know that I consciously take myself out of places like this, where they start to make you feel, oh, this one has arrived. Is this person? It's a good thing. Sometimes you need to take your flowers for the things that you've done and all of that. It's good that you can take your flowers sometimes, but know when that is becoming mockery. You are the only person good in the area where you're doing what you're doing. You have to be able to discern. Sometimes you might never grow.
Yes, and you wouldn't even grow.
So
you will not
never grow because it's everything you know that you know.
Yes.
Except maybe problems come up here and there, and problems has a way of making us go back to thinking. But there are things that you do on your own. The need of having people that know better than you is that you can learn easily, seamlessly, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
You can learn it through their experiences, not what the book says, not theoretically.
We're coming to experiences now.
Yes, through what they have said.
So that like what Martha is saying. I'm even trying to pick up that word she used, experiences. Why would you employ somebody that you cannot beat your chest or sleep over the person's experience? But you still want to boss over the person's experience. In this case, you need to. I understand that you're smart, you're very versatile, you know a lot of everything, but you do not have the intensity of attention that person gave for the years that person has given to himself to that. Even if you know a little bit of everything, you don't know so much about everything. So what I feel is that for you to really advance and maximize an opportunity, the best you can do is create a partner, create a link that allows you to see that, okay, you know what, I've got this person and that person is good enough. That person is a very smart expert when it comes to communication, when it comes to dealing with people, when it comes to conflict resolutions and all that, just trying to give certain professions a name, and when it comes to health and all that. What you need is to work with the people that have the capacity.
Of course.
But you see, trying to now say, you know what, I've been here before, I've done this before, let me tell you, no, it's not going to work. And you know the good thing, like somebody like me, when I come into a situation where I know this person is getting this whole thing wrong, but the person is not acknowledging that this person is, is getting it wrong, one, and then you're not acknowledging that this person that is with you can get this thing done. I sit back and I watch. In fact, I learn how not to.
Experience will teach you.
Yeah, I learn how not to engage any other person like that. Because, what makes a lot of people, after a long time, after a long time in years, the person now comes out and say, you know what? Bright, this thing is not working. How are we going to do? How are we going to fix this?
Anyway, Bright, hold that thought for a little bit. We will continue this conversation in the next hour.
All right.
But in the meantime, we have to catch an announcement, and then when we're done, we pick up from where we have stopped. Don't go anywhere. Of course, we will be right back.
My country people, the Peculiar God's Glory Ministry International, you dey experience disappointment a bit delay.